All right, there we go. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to a live special of the Savory Show. This is the NBA Playoffs 2021 edition. We appreciate y'all if y'all tuning in, watching us on YouTube. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Hope y'all having a great Savory Show Saturday. We want to make sure that we came to y'all live and direct. We know today is the official start of the 2021 NBA playoffs. And with that being said, bro, I mean, we had a lot of great playing games, believe it or not. Some people were for it, some were against it, such as LeBron James himself, but his team had actually prevailed. So shout out to the Lakers, Sterling's favorite team. You know what I'm saying? My Warriors fell short. You're not really my team, but y'all know, y'all respect to Steph and everybody. But we saw some great games, bro. So as we get started here, bro, before we get into the matchups and everything, I just wanted your take real quick. If you could just give us a breakdown of what you saw through the playing tournament. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Should we keep it or should we get rid of it moving forward?
Well, as far as them trying to keep it, that's going to have to be decided by the NBA owners. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but Adam Silver had an interview and he basically said that it's going to come down to him convincing the NBA owners, 30 teams to be exact, 30 NBA owners, excuse me, to be exact, if they would be for this. And in my opinion, I think the NBA owners probably would be against it because, for example, say if you're a 7th seed and say your record is like this, for example, I don't know if you guys remember, but the 2010 year, the Western Conference was packed. Like, I mean, 1 through 8 had all over 50 wins. So, for example, say if your 7th and 8th seed has above 50 wins, say if it's a tough year, and then the 9th and 10th seed probably has about 40 plus wins, and say if that 9th or 10th seed possibly gets that 8th spot or whatever, like that 8th seed is probably going to feel disappointed. Like, hey, I had 50 wins this whole year, and this team beats me in a playing game like it's March Madness. I think a lot of NBA teams will have an issue with it. I don't think it's going to last. I know Adam Silver's for it, but I think it's probably a mixed feeling between fans and probably the NBA owners as far as how successful this will be. I would say this: the games are very entertaining because it was very competitive, which was good. But as far as like it moving forward, I don't know if they will do it. We'll see. I'm not really all for it just because of the example that I just gave. But overall, the excitement of watching the game was fantastic. Both, all of the games pretty much. So I enjoyed it.
That's what's up. I enjoyed it too. I think we were lucky with the matchups though, bro. Having the Lakers and Warriors, the way Steph was carrying the team on his back, having people who, whether you're for or against the Lakers, may be nervous as we're not looking too good. We might get bounced, or we could recover and then kind of take everybody by storm. So as we saw that first game, Lakers didn't look too sharp, right? But the Warriors, besides Steph, bro, Anthony Wiggins contributes a little bit. Draymond, distributing, getting rebounds, playing defense. But as we saw last night, with the game on the line, the fourth quarter, when Steph had passed it up to Draymond, driving to the lane, I don't know what type of shot he was trying to do, that layup, finger roll, whatever the hell it was, didn't work. And they obviously fell in overtime. Obviously, I feel like the league would have liked to see Steph keep it going in the first round. Obviously, if we're keeping it real, if they made it, bro, they weren't going to get past the Jazz. They weren't going to pass the Suns. If they beat the Lakers the first time, they weren't going to make it. But Steph's exciting. He's dropping 30 plus a night, giving it his all, but he missing his running mate, right? Klay Thompson was out for the year. Honestly, a lot of people thought the Warriors might have been a lottery team, honestly, the way that they might have looked earlier in the year. But Steph had a late push to the MVP. And I don't, we don't think he'll probably get it, obviously, but it was definitely entertaining to watch. But with that being said, bro, we know why y'all are here, right? It's the NBA playoffs. And with that being said, man, we're going to get into these playoff matchups and rounds this Saturday, right now, live and direct, in less than an hour, about 40 minutes away. We got the first game, Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks kick off the NBA playoffs. But, bro, so since we're talking about that, let's get started actually with the Eastern Conference, bro. I want to hear from you on some of these matchups, the 1 through 8, I'm saying 2 to 7, 3 to 6, 4 to 5 matchups. What matchups are you looking forward to? And I'll let you even pick which one you want to kick us off with.
Yeah, we can start with Milwaukee and Miami. I think that's, well, I'll take that back. I think the most intriguing, in my opinion, which I think will go 7 games, in my opinion, I'll get to it, is the Knicks and the Hawks. But I'm also intrigued by Milwaukee and Miami just because this is a second round matchup of last year. Obviously, it's going to come down to what will Milwaukee do? Obviously, they got beaten 5 last year to this team. And, Miami's going to come in with a lot of confidence. Bam had a good showing against Giannis last year. Jimmy Butler, played great last year against them as well. So pretty much I think the coaching edge will go to Miami with Eric Spoelstra. I think he'll try to figure out a way to contain Giannis once again like he did last year. Even though Giannis is averaging 28 this year, we still need to see what he's going to do in the postseason. Obviously, Drew Holiday is going to help out. He wasn't there last year. Drew Holiday averages around between 18 and 20 points a game. So he's going to be a key contributor to that team. But my key thing is for Milwaukee is, can Chris Middleton be that second guy in the postseason? Obviously, he always performs well during the season, but when it comes to the postseason, he doesn't perform well. But with that said, I think Milwaukee probably will pull it out this year. It's going to probably go 6 or 7 games. It's going to be very competitive. It's going to be an exciting series. But I think that Giannis has something to prove. And to me, he has to win against Miami. If he loses this year, it'll be catastrophic. It'll be horrible. And he will deserve a lot of criticism because he hasn't really faced it as of late, even though he's a, back-to-back, MVP. But I just think that if you lose in the first round to Miami, that is going to be a problem. And I'll be honest with you. I know we go back and forth with it. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami beat them. I just think that this year Miami has faced a lot, obviously, with COVID and a lot, obviously, with injuries. But I just think that could play a factor as to why they don't win. And also, I really haven't seen like a huge development this year from Tyler Hero and Duncan as well. They've kind of stayed the same like they did last year. I know Tyler Hero's averaging around 14 a game, but I thought he would have took that leap to try to average about 18 this year. And that's what he's going to need to do as his career moves forward. And Duncan Robinson as well. I thought he would have been a little bit better also. Bam is getting better. He's averaging 18 this year. So I expect him to continue to get better. But I just think overall, Milwaukee will pull it out possibly in 7 games on their home court.
7 games you got, right?
Yep. And also, and I forgot to mention with Drew Holiday's defense, I think that could cause a problem for some of Miami Heat's guards as well, meaning like Tyler Hero and Duncan as well. He'll spend some time on Jimmy Butler also, I'm sure of it.
For sure. You know what? I was actually going to ask you that question, bro. So before I get into my Heat, I will address the Drew Holiday because I was going to ask you that too. Is he the difference maker, right? They didn't have him last year. This was, their big splash free agent signing. They re-signed Giannis to the max, right? Or the super max, whatever it's called. And, is Drew Holiday going to be that difference on defense, right, bro? Like you said, is he the missing piece over, Yeah.
Well, it's the thing about it is, they didn't even sign him through free agency. They traded for him. They gave up like 3 or 4 first round picks for the guy. So he better be the difference maker for you. He's going to have to be. I love Drew Holiday and what he provides, but if you want the investment from Drew Holiday, you got to get to the conference finals or the NBA finals, in my opinion. Like Milwaukee has to get over that hump. And to me, even if they beat Miami, to me, they're going to be so bruised down by the time they play against Brooklyn, who's going to come out of the first round, obviously. They're going to play against them in the second round. And Brooklyn's going to, even though Brooklyn struggled, I just think Miami's going to have a tougher first round opponent. Milwaukee, will have a tougher first round opponent if they get past Miami and face against Brooklyn. They're going to be exhausted by that time, in my opinion.
Exactly. That's a tough first round matchup for sure. I'm sure Milwaukee was probably hoping the Knicks or the Hawks fell to that 6th seed. So of course, y'all know the Miami Heat, my team. That's my squad right there. And listen, Sterling said some great points. To close off on the Milwaukee thing, I think Coach Budenholzer, bro, if they lose in the first round, he's getting fired.
He's gone.
It's over.
They've already said
it's over. Oh yeah, it's a wrap. So that and Giannis, it'll be embarrassing straight up if he gets beat in the first round. I don't care, 6 games, 7 games, whatever you want to say. But bro, I got something over here because I told you I had something for you today. So for all my Miami Heat faithful out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing, I'm wearing a Savior Show shirt, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta, pull out. I had to pull this out the closet for today, y'all. This the Miami Heat. Y'all see it? D Wade
Number
jersey.
3 ain't playing though. Number 3 ain't playing though. He ain't coming out of retirement. So I don't know why you showing that jersey.
I just got it. It's good.
Y'all win.
It's good luck. I just need y'all to understand. Like last postseason with the bubble, I tried to tell y'all didn't want to listen to me.
Flash ain't coming. Flash ain't coming.
It ain't. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. All jokes aside, I'm thinking. I was thinking Miami Heat were gonna win in 7, right? But I'm going with the Heat in 6, man. I'm not going. We don't need a 7th game, man. We don't need a 7th game because this is what's gonna happen. We're going to split. We're going to split in Milwaukee. I wouldn't be surprised if he took game 1, to be honest with you. But even if we don't, we'll get game 2 and we come back to 305. They raise the capacity to 17,000 fans will be in attendance. And we will see the Heat. They'll take this
trash though.
Huh?
Y'all come to the game at halftime. Get out of here.
Hey man, the way this weather's been too, man, it's hot. So you're probably right. But bump all that. It doesn't matter. Even if we got, 5,000 fans in the stands, we're coming for the Bucks. And you know what? Drew Holiday, of all people, had a little slick comment. He think that we didn't see this. He was talking about, that not Miami, Milwaukee Bucks, they're more talented than the Miami Heat. And that might be true. They have the best player in the series, which is Giannis, the Greek Freak. However, that talent don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. I don't care. The Heat have been proven, bro. They faced them last year. I don't think there's going to be no real home court advantage in Milwaukee, what have you. I think the Heat, they're playing with house money. The pressure is all on Milwaukee. Like we just mentioned, the coaching for his job. Giannis just signed that super max deal. Everybody was thinking, is Giannis potentially going to Miami? And now he's going to miss out on what could have been a championship run for him in the next years to come with Miami. But he said no. So we got Jimmy Buckets, Bam Adebayo, okay? Even your boy, the ex-Laker, Trevor Ariza, has actually been pretty solid for what you can expect. I didn't think he was going to do anything. He's been okay. He's been solid.
Trevor solid. That's my guy.
Yeah, hey, shout out to him. We haven't even noticed the loss of your boy Oladipo. We were trying to put on me.
Oh no. That's just you want to call me out. You tried to hype that trade, and what did I tell you? I said it would not work out for y'all. Look at him out for the year on the shelf.
But you're right. But it still didn't affect us and make us fall all the way down.
No, I never said it would.
I'm just saying. So I had no time. Listen, I was happy we picked him up. We got rid of Kelly Olynyk, who I could care less for. Cool.
Hey, but Kelly was balling in Houston. He been balling in Houston though. He was balling. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was balling. Okay. He was balling in Houston.
And you know what? And that's good for him, bro. That's good. Ball on the worst team in the NBA. Good for him. Seriously. Listen. I'm gonna focus here. I'm getting focused. I need y'all to understand. The Miami Heat are taking down the Bucks in 6. I know y'all are like, man, Avery, you just a homer. You just a Miami Heat fan. You can say that, but we play well against the Bucks, man. Like I'm not just spewing nonsense here. And when we win in 6, remember, bro, we beat them in 5 last year in the bubble. It was 5. It ain't gonna be that quick.
It's a new year.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not gonna beat them in 5. We're gonna beat them in 6. So y'all stay tuned.
Oh,
Miami.
And if y'all lose, then what?
Lose what?
What you gonna say? If y'all lose,
we might lose today's game. No.
If y'all lose the series, what are you gonna say? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're right. Milwaukee's playing with house money, but you're trying to give your team a pass. Your team went to the NBA Finals last year. Y'all should have been better this year. I don't care what you say. You guys went to the finals last year. You guys are supposed to be ascending, not descending. That ain't how it's supposed to work. I'm sorry. That ain't how it's supposed to work.
Okay, that's very factual. However, with the bubble and COVID and the short and they didn't have much time off this year. I mean, I'm not gonna give them a huge pass, but I mean I'll put it this way: they came on late to kind of get closer and closer to that playoff form. So I'll give them a little bit of credit for that. But yes, they should have been a top 4 seed in the East. Absolutely, I agree with you on that. But hey, listen, y'all can let us know what y'all think. Y'all can drop a comment down there once y'all see the video. If you're not watching it currently, if you watch it later, you can check. Leave us a comment. You can hit us up on IG and all that good stuff. So we got both of us got Miami Heat. I think you're kind of like in the middle, right? You're saying in 7.
I said Milwaukee in 7.
Oh, I thought you said Heat in 7. My bad, bro.
I said I wouldn't be surprised if y'all won. I said Milwaukee in 7. You trying to put words in my mouth. I see what you're trying to do.
Nah, you always do that. You're like, well, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks. So that's what but I'm saying, so like even if the Heat win, you'll be like, well, I thought they could win too. So I get it though. I get it. I respect it. But we're not gonna stay at Miami all day as much as I would love to, bro. So what let's get to the next the next matchup. Who we going to next? I'm gonna let you pick it.
We can go to Brooklyn and Boston.
No, that's gonna be a quick one. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, that'd be a quick one in 5. I wouldn't be surprised if they swept them, to be honest, but I'm giving them 5 just because I love Jason Tatum. I just personally think that I think honestly this is going to be a test for Brooklyn as far as like the chemistry and things like that, as far as making sure they gel and get ready for the second round opponent, which would either be Milwaukee or Miami. But I just think that, Kyrie Irving, obviously 50, 40, 90, he joined that club, illustrious club, this past week. I mean, man's been having a phenomenal year. A lot of people haven't really put him in MVP talks, but, he should be in that conversation. Obviously, he's not, going to win it, obviously, because they already have the finalists out now, but he should have been in the conversation all year, in my opinion. I mean, the man averaged 26 or 27, 6 assists. He was doing his thing this year, roughly around about 5 rebounds. Kevin Durant averaged around 27 a game this year. James Harden, 25 and 10. I mean, these guys were playing phenomenal. They didn't play a lot of games this year, and I think a lot of people expected to have chemistry issues, more so Harden and Kyrie. But they worked on it together, and I think it's going to be great. I think this is going to be all 3 of those guys. They'll, obviously, like I said, either in 4 or 5. I just think for the Celtics, without Jaylen Brown for the postseason, and also they don't have any size as well. And honestly, to be honest with you, I want Kyrie to get the Boston Celtic fans back. They've been disrespecting this man since he left, and it's time for a revenge tour for Kyrie Irving. He needs to go off. I want him to average 30 against these guys. 30. I want him to strap them every game, every single time they try to guard him. Marcus Smart, it don't matter. Jason Tatum, they all can come out there. Kyrie Irving is going to be ready, okay? And he's going to go off this series, in my personal opinion. And also, I just think that in regards to Boston, in all seriousness, bro, they need to move into a different direction. A lot of people are saying Brad Stevens' job is safe. Danny Ainge, he's safe. But in my opinion, what have both of these men have done? They haven't really done anything. They're not improving the roster. Danny Ainge is just afraid to make trades. Brad Stevens can't coach up-and-coming superstars. It's a problem in Boston. And they're going to get tore up in this series. They're not going to be competitive, in my opinion, at all. Tristan Thompson's not going to provide much inside. Robert Williams either. It's just – this is a bad matchup for Boston.
It is. It's a bad matchup for anybody, but Boston, especially, like you said, having no Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Jaylen Brown. The only way they could get one game, 2 things have to happen. 1, Tatum has to basically get like between 40 and 50. 2, Kemba has to be vintage cardiac Kemba. All right, go back in the time vault, go back to the UConn days and score like 30 plus. That's the only way you could take down the Nets. There's no way. It don't matter if one night Harden scores 30 or 40, if Kyrie does 30 to 40, or KD. When KD might not even have to do it, because KD's probably just gonna, like, I don't want to say preserve energy, but I feel like KD's not gonna really have to be that guy. They could work with Kyrie and Harden doing. KD could average, I mean, we know he's better than this, but he could average like 18 a game if Harden and Kyrie are doing 25 plus each. KD might be doing 18 a game for the first round, just getting his legs under him still, right, until they get to the more challenging rounds. KD doesn't have to be that guy. And because of, like you said, bro, the whole Boston thing with Kyrie, I think Kyrie will go off. I think we're going to see James Harden average close to a triple-double again in this series with the assist, leading the charge. Kyrie's going to be that that efficient finisher at the rim. I don't care if they throw Marcus Smart, but that's the thing. It don't matter who the Nets play. You can't guard all three of these superstars. You just can't. You could focus your efforts on Kyrie. Then there's Harden. There's just too many weapons. Even the Jeff Greens, the Joe Harrises, the Blake Griffin, it's just too much, man. It's too much. The only question I have for the Nets is, can they improve, not even a lot, just slightly on a defensive end? Will they bring up that intensity for the playoffs? They don't have to be great. The Nets can drop 120, 130 a night, but are they going to be able to at least, or can they win by 10? Are they going to allow teams to drop 100, 110, 120 a game, even when they're dropping like 130, 140? Because we know it's possible. So my only question for the Nets right now is, can they step up defensively just a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. We know Tatum's going to get his, but everybody else, we'll see. The Nets should sweep them. I agree with you, bro. I'm going to say the Nets are going to sweep them. I don't think that Tatum will have enough help. It don't matter. Tatum could drop 35 a game, like you said, 30 a game. Might not be enough. So that's it for Mud, man. Nets, easy money for the Nets, 4 or 5. I think that's a safe bet.
Let's go to the Sixers versus Wizards. I ain't gonna lie to you. This one's kind of somewhat intriguing. This one's going to be an intense one. And I don't mean as far as the series. I mean as far as a lot of trash talk.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you this. The Sixers better not mess around and let this series go to 6. I'll tell you that. I would not be surprised if Russ and Bradley pulled off taking the series to 6. I really wouldn't be. But like I said, I'm gonna take obviously the Sixers. I'm gonna take them just because Joel Embiid is averaging 28 and 10 this year. Ben Simmons is putting up triple doubles out here, occasionally every now and then. But also, what I'm intrigued about with Ben Simmons is his defense. He's a very good man-to-man defender, and I think he'll cause problems, particularly guarding, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. He won't stop them, obviously, but he'll give them problems in certain possessions. And also Tobias Harris will be, a good contributor to the team as well, as far as, what they'll do in this first round. But I personally believe Washington's going to fight, though. Russell and Bradley, they'll fight. Bradley Beal's been having a phenomenal year, averaging around 30 a game. Russell Westbrook triple-double machine. Obviously he has the record now. So it's going to be a more competitive series, I think, than what people expect. I'm going to say I'm going to go with 5 games. I wouldn't be surprised if it went 6. I just think that the dominance of Joel Embiid is just going to prevail this series. He's going to really be ready to go, in my opinion.
I'm with you there. I'm with you. I'm going with Philly. I'm going with the Sixers, bro. I just think it's too much for Russ.
How many games?
And I'm going with 5, bro. No. I'm going with 5 because honestly, bro, when you really think about it, Beal still kind of has like that little nagging hamstring injury. And when you got to put the team on your back like that, it's kind of hard to night in and night out against a team as tough as Philadelphia. However, the Wizards are playing with house money, right? They probably weren't even supposed to be here, but they made it happen. But we're going to see Russell Westbrook. Unfortunately, he's going to go out in the first round again. Bradley Beal was, right under Steph for that scoring title, right? Averaging, what was it, about 31 point whatever per game. So my thing for the Wizards, bro, like there's not really a third guy, right? It's funny because I was looking back on something, bro, and David Bertans, right? Didn't he just get almost like 80 mil free agency? I know he's more of like a 3-point specialist guy, but like he hasn't done anything. I can't even think of the other players on the Wizards. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't really name that many on their team, but it's really the Russ and Beal show. There's no one else to help. Because of that, I feel like Philadelphia has too many weapons, too many defenders, like you said, Ben Simmons, to focus their efforts on. And I think Joel Embiid, he should dominate in this series, bro. He should go off. He should go off. And it's going to be fun, that trash talking too, like you said, between Embiid and Russ. One thing I want to see too, bro, is like how bad, and we might not see it in the first round, but definitely in the second round. And if they could get to the conference final, which, we'll see. Like, I think round by round, the lack of shooting by Ben Simmons will obviously affect them as further they go. Now, they might get away with it for the first round, but whoever they play next, and if they are lucky enough to get to the conference final, they're going to have some trouble. They're going to have some trouble with Ben not being able to shoot.
He'll get away with it if he doesn't have to play against the Knicks. If he plays against the Knicks, he won't get away with it. But if he plays against the Hawks, he'll get away with it. And then once he plays against Brooklyn, that's what I think Brooklyn's going to obviously do. They're going to try to make him shoot. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, that's why I'm not picking them to come out the East. I mean, we'll talk about that, as our shows progress. But yeah.
And that's why, because when you think about it too, bro, it's like we all know the NBA, the game slows down the playoffs, right? It's more of the half court. Is not just that fast break up and down. Now we might see a little bit because the Nets are good enough to do something like that. We might see some spurts, but for the these defenses are going to focus around. Okay, you got Embiid, you got Harris, but Simmons he's going to get like the Draymond Green treatment, right? You see Draymond wide open all day past the 3-point line because they know he can't shoot. So with Ben, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to just like, okay, we could get another man down close to the post to try to double Embiid at times. You don't have to. You could sag off of Simmons because he's not going to do nothing, right?
Well, not even that with the trapping of Embiid. I think what teams are going to focus on, they're going to focus on stopping those shooters. So he has nobody to pass to because that's been his weapon all year. He's been kicking out to the shooters all year, to Danny Greens and Tobias Harris. That's what he's been doing all year. Yes, and a lot of people think that's his advantage. But in the postseason, what defenses are going to do is they're going to be, okay, we know you love passing to these guys. We're going to shut them down. And like you mentioned, double Embiid. And now you got to shoot the ball. What you going to do? Because you're going to have to beat us this way. And if you can't, we're going to take you out. That's what's going to happen.
Good point. Very good point. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like I said, Sixers in 5, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, we got one more in the East, one more matchup in the East.
Yeah, this is the one I'm excited about, boy. The Knicks versus the Hawks. Woo-wee! Hey man, hey, this is going to 7. I look, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous to pick this one because I want to see both teams actually succeed. The Hawks and Knicks have been struggling. For years, even though I know the Hawks went to the conference finals back in 2015, but overall as an organization, they just haven't really done much. And the Knicks, we all know they haven't won a championship since 1973. So, I can't stand Knicks fans. I think they're the worst fans in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie to you. You hear Stephen A get on TV all day talking about his Knicks. Look, the Knicks are coming. Okay. Julius Randle, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. I am proud of that man. He used to play for the Lakers, then play for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's improved every season. And I think with the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau has done great with them. I know a lot of people were hesitant at first with the hiring of him because they thought, he would be very, not in tune with today's game. And, he's shown otherwise. They have a very good team. Derrick Rose is a good 6 man. Quickly, I like him. He can ball. They just have a team. And as far as the Hawks, Trey Young, Collins, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a very competitive series. I think it's gonna be a very exciting series for people to watch. But I think something tells me the Knicks will probably pull it off in 7. This is a tough one, man, because my boy's a Hawks fan as well, so I don't want to, I'm trying to pull for him, but I don't know. Like Julius Randle, I just love his game. To me, he reminds me of Zach Randolph so much, and I love Zach Randolph when he played. So I'm gonna go with Julius. I'm gonna go with Julius Randle and the Knicks, man. Like this is tough, man. This one's tough, man. Like the 4 or 5 matchups are always tough, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Knicks. Happy for the Knicks fans. You guys will get a playoff victory. Since 2013? Yeah, that was the last time they had a playoff victory.
Yeah. Hey, bro, this is probably the most intriguing first round matchup in Eastern Conference. I think we can all agree to that. I reside now in the A, man. I want the Hawks to do well, man. Shout out to the Hawks, man. You know what I'm saying? True to the A. That's the hashtag going around. True to the A. I love Atlanta Hawks, but it's tough. And one thing, bro, I'm gonna slide in there is Nate McMillan, since he took over, as you know, bro,
Yeah.
They had a 27-11 record. Very good. However, bro, and I know you know this. His playoff record as a head coach is 3-16, bro.
Yeah, no.
3-16. That is awful. And because of that, it's almost like, are we gonna go and really think that he's gonna be able to just flip the switch in the playoffs? I don't know. Because of the way the Knicks are, bro, and yes, they have inexperience. I get that. In the playoffs, that is. However, if we're going off the coaches, Tom Thibodeau or Nate McMillan, I would love, listen, personally speaking, I would love for the Hawks to advance. That's just my personal feeling. I believe, like you said, the Knicks with their defensive prowess, I believe the Knicks slightly will do better. Now, I agree it is going to go 7, though, but I'm going with the Knicks as well. Forgive me, my Atlanta people, if y'all watching this. I'm sorry. I love the Hawks, Trey Young in the gang, John Collins, but I'm going with the Knicks slightly.
I will say this: if the Hawks do beat them, though, it's going to be because of the size. I mean, like I said, John Collins, he's averaging 17 a game and 7 rebounds, but Clint Capella averaging 15 and 14 is going to be a problem. Like that's one thing that the Knicks are going to have to worry about. The Knicks don't have a ton of size. I know they have Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson, but I just think that if the Hawks get them, it's going to be because they might pound something, and that's my whole thing. RJ Barrett, let's see what he does in the postseason as well. Averaging 17 a game and 5 rebounds. Let's see what he does. Trey Young. This Trey Young's first playoff appearance. Trey Young, Trey Young might go off. The brother's averaging 25 and 9. We don't know.
And not play a lick of defense.
Yeah. And Bogdanovich too. He's a shooter. He's averaging 16 a game. And the Hawks got a nice roster. I mean, you got Lou Williams coming off the bench too. Like I don't know, man. Like I'm taking the Knicks because of Julius Randle. But I'm telling you now, the Hawks could get them. I get you about the Nate McMillan thing. I understand that, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like, what is Derrick Rose going to provide in the postseason? I know he's averaging 14 a game this year, but what are we going to see?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, he does have that playoff experience, obviously, with his younger years in the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It was.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh man. So you see my pops on there. You see my dad put Knicks in 5. Don't sleep on the Knicks, Sterling.
He said Knicks in 5. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, that's because y'all from New York, man. Y'all see, that's why I don't like Knicks fans, because y'all talking crazy. Y'all be talking Knicks in 5.
Woo. I don't know about that. I for respect to either team,
Knicks is 7, yeah. Because of Tom Thibodeau, like you said.
With this series, I don't see anybody winning in less than 6 games. I think it's going to be too competitive. They're too evenly matched, in my opinion. But all right, bro. That's all the Eastern Conference matchups we got, man. We're going to take it to the Western Conference now. We're going to go to the Western Conference. And as we do that, don't forget, if you all see in the ticker at the bottom, you could always follow the Savory Show. However you're watching us right now, at the Savory Show, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please subscribe, rate, review, comment, however you listen to us. We appreciate it. So with that being said, bro, got some interesting matchups in the West too. We definitely got some interesting matchups in the West. Where do you want to take it? Where do you want to start with this one?
I'm gonna start with Utah versus Memphis. I'm gonna take Utah in 6, but I believe Memphis defense is gonna push it to 6. Obviously, Don Mitchell's a bad boy. Averaging 26 and 5 assists. Rudy Gobert 14 points and 13 rebounds, and Mike Conley's point guard play as well with 16 points a game. But the person I'm very intrigued by off of Utah, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, is Jordan Clarkson. Former Laker as well, played for the Cavaliers also, is averaging 18 a game this year. And I think he's going to be a difference maker in this series coming off the bench for Utah. Obviously, what we seen last night from John Morant, he's pretty much showing us, he's ready to arrive. He averaged 19 a game this year and 7 assists. And we saw what he did last night, as far as the clutch shots that he was made. He had 5 three-pointers made last night. That was a career high for him. I think Valanciunas with his size as well is going to be helpful for them as well. He averages 17 points and 12 rebounds a game. Another player I like on Memphis team as well is Dillon Brooks. He plays hard defensively. He plays hard every possession. I know people watched him last night, but this guy plays hard all the time. He averaged 17 a game this year. But overall, I just think Utah will win in 6 just because Donovan Mitchell's coming off that ankle injury as well. So I think it's going to kind of take him some time to kind of get his footing. But I think Memphis is going to take them to 6. I think a lot of these games are going to be very competitive. Memphis actually matches up very well with this team, to be honest with you.
Those are some great points, too. And I'm kind of with you there. I don't think we're not getting a sweep in the Western Conference in the first. There is no sweep. Being with, obviously, the Lakers who have a 7 seed, right? We're not seeing a sweep of like 1-8, 2-7. It's not going to happen. I'm with, hey, man, and it's kind of funny for perspective. Like a few years ago, the draft, right? It was between Zion and Ja. And we knew Zion was going to be the first pick. This brother Zion, and all love and respect to him, it's not looking good for him, bro, down in New Orleans and that squad down there, bro, with your boy B.I. and the crew. Again, another year they don't make the playoffs. Bro, they couldn't even make the play-in. Like, that means you couldn't even get to a 10 seed. That's not good, bro. It's not good for him. Yeah, but I got to give the shout out to Ja Morant. This is a bad bro right here, a bad brother, and I respect his game. I love what he's doing. Some people ask some questions. He went to I forget the college he went to, but not going to a big, Power 5 conference school. People were like, man, was it? Yeah, I forget the name.
Murray State.
Yeah, it was on my tongue. I forgot. Murray State. And we saw what he even did in the NCAA tournament a few years back. But with that being said, I'm saying I do agree Utah will probably win. They've been looking great in the regular season. But I think Memphis will give him problems. Like you said, I want to see Ja, get a game or two. I mean, I don't care for Utah, bro. I hope it goes to 7 games. It don't matter to me. But I care less for Utah. I think they are the biggest pretenders maybe in the history of the NBA as a 1 seed, personally speaking. But with that being said, bro, I think with when we get to the Utah Jazz, man, like they just don't have that guy, right? Donovan Mitchell's a bad brother, man, but they just don't have that guy that makes you like, man, Utah's a 1 seed. I don't even think they're going to the conference finals. I don't think anyone has any belief in that. Even if they get past the first round, bro, nobody thinks that. So it's like, I mean, as far as it goes for the Memphis Grizzlies, bro, like we said with Ja, I want to see, man, Jaren Jackson Jr., bro, is he gonna like have any impact, you think, in this series at all? I don't know.
I think he will a little bit. Like he averaged around, roughly about 14 a game this year. I think he will. I think another person who's gonna have a good impact is actually Kyle Anderson. He's actually a sleeper on that team. He averages, 12 a game and 5 rebounds. I think he's gonna be a good contributor for them. They have a good squad over. Even Grayson Allen provides a lot for them too off the bench.
Yeah, Grayson Allen, yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people don't really care for him, but he's averaged 10 a game this year. Like I ain't gonna knock the man. Like they have a good team in Memphis. Like they have some good parts. They just got to continue to gel and grow. But I do think Jaren Jackson will have a good impact on this series. Memphis is going to take it.
I asked that too because we know the meniscus surgery that he had, and they're kind of playing it safe with his minutes. So I don't know if they're going to fully let him, maybe play a little bit more in the postseason, or still kind of take it easy with him.
I think you got to now. You in the postseason now. I think you got to let it fly.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's not ready to go, don't play him. But if he's ready to go, put him out there and let him add some contribution to the team, whatever he can provide.
I'm with you. Yeah, man. Yep. If Mitchell is healthy, Jazz in 6 man of the year, Clarkson time to shine. Axe the Dubs, Memphis no sleeper. That's my dad again commenting on there. Okay, I'm with that. Definitely Memphis is not a sleeper. So I like that matchup, bro. So who you got next in the Western Conference?
You and your dad's favorite player, LeBron James. Let's
your favorite team.
This segment's for your dad, man. This is for him.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna lie. I got the Suns in 7. It's like, no, I'm just playing. I just play.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no. In all seriousness, I got the Lakers in 6 though. I just think the experience, LeBron, AD, will prevail. I'll be honest with you. I don't think AD. He's going to have an up and down postseason to me, in my opinion. I think because of obviously the injuries and also, he has those games where he kind of just goes up and down. Obviously due to injury, he only averaged 22 points a game and 8 rebounds. So it was a down year for him. But what I'm intrigued by what the Lakers are going to do is, and I don't know if a lot of people have seen this, Andre Drummond does not fit well with this team, in my opinion. I know he averaged about 11 and 10, but he kind of clogs up the paint. So I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's going to play that much in the postseason. He might play in certain stretches, but not a lot. And another person is what nobody's talking about is Montrezl Harrell. He's averaging 13 and 6 this year, but he's having a down year, and he has not been playing much with the Lakers as of late himself. But I just think this series, I think LeBron is going to really carry the series, in my opinion. I think AD will have a good series, but I think it's going to be LeBron's series. And I think the reason it's going to be LeBron's series is because he's playing against his boy, Chris Paul. He's going to be like, I got something to prove against my boy. This is their first time matching up in the postseason. Yeah. So I think LeBron's going to be ready to bring it. And Chris Paul, too. Chris Paul is going to be ready, too. To me, Chris Paul had an MVP caliber season this year. Averaged 16 and 9 and 1.4 steals per game. But I just think that even though Devin Booker averages 25 a game this year, Mikal Bridges averaged 13 and DeAndre Ayton averaged 14 and 10. Those guys are young and they're not ready for this moment yet. And I think that's why they'll lose in 6, in my personal opinion. So I think LeBron's experience is just going to prevail, and that'll be it. They'll move to the next round.
Yeah, I'm with you there, bro. I'm going with Lakers in 6 as well. Hey, Phoenix, congratulations, you guys. A great regular season. But this is where the big boys step up, right? And even though I'm not a Bron fan, as you swear I am, that's not me. That's not me. In all seriousness, bro, with this matchup, is DeAndre Ayton going to be able to hold his own in the middle against the ADs, against
not now.
Drummond?
He's still growing.
Exactly. So because of that, I might even say Lakers at 5. I'm gonna stick with 6. I don't have faith in the Suns like that, bro. I'm dead serious. I don't have faith in them. I do not have faith in the Jazz or the Suns. However, I'm gonna stay with 6. I'm staying with 6. I'm gonna use your lingo. I will not be surprised if it's 5 games, but I'm going with 6.
Nah.
Booker, listen, I think Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges and them, they're going to do what they got to do, bro. But CP3 is going to lead the squad, lead the charge. But it's playoffs, bro. It's a different animal, and they just don't have that experience. Right. We know CP3, he has playoff experience, bro. But let's be honest, he hasn't really held it down when he needed to when he was with the Clippers. And obviously that run with Houston, he had a chance once, but we know how that turned out. So I'm with you though, bro. Like the Lakers, I feel they had their big scare against Golden State. They did not want to lose that game. Trust and believe me. They were trying to win it there, get a few extra days of rest, and then get into that first round. As much as the pressure's on the Lakers, at the same time, it's really on the Suns being that 2 seed, and you're rewarded with playing the Lakers in the first round. We all know the Suns did not want any smoke with the Lakers in that first round series, bro.
Well, I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say they have pressure because Vegas and everybody's betting for the Lakers to like kill them. That's true. So it's like the Lakers aren't your traditional 7 seed. Like they're not. You know what I mean? Like
they're not.
Like nobody's gonna be surprised if Phoenix loses. I don't think nobody's gonna kill them either if they lose. Personally,
nah. But it's like, bro, like any other year, 2 versus 7, we would never say that though, right? Oh, well, we're really rooting for this. But this is a crazy year. The Lakers, LeBron getting hurt, AD getting hurt. Like you said, bro, is AD going to show up? Is he going to be fall? AD loves to fall on the floor about 8 to 10 times a game. You know what I'm saying? Falling on LeBron, falling on the floor, holding his knee, his leg, his back. This dude is on the floor all the damn time. I'm wondering if he is really hurt. I don't know. Or maybe he just likes falling out on the floor. But regardless, like we said, Lakers in 6. So, bro, we got a couple more matchups, bro. Who you going to next?
I'm gonna go to my next favorite matchup, Denver versus Portland. I'm going with Portland in 7.
Okay.
Reason being is because Jamal Murray's not playing, and I think that's going to hurt Denver when it comes down to closing time. Obviously, Jokic 26, 10, and 8 this year. Michael Porter Jr. is balling this year, averaging 19 a game. But I'll be honest with you, I've kind of been disappointed with Aaron Gordon's addition so far. I mean, he's only averaging 10 a game and 4 rebounds. He has to provide more rebounds than that if they're going to beat Portland. Because Portland has some big men down in the paint with, Nurkic and Canner, who both average, roughly 11 rebounds a game. I just think that Dame is just going to go off. He's just going to be Dame. And then I think that, CJ McCollum is going to chip in with his regular 23 a game. And Norman Powell, to me, who was a great pickup for them, averaging 17 a game, is going to provide great scoring for them as well, along with Gary Trent Jr., who averaged 15. And last but not least, I think Carmelo Anthony's going to show up when he needs to. He's going to deliver clutch shots. So I'm going with Portland in 7 due to Jamal Murray not being there and them having a closer for Denver.
That's a great point. I'm kind of torn on this one.
It's tough. I know.
I want Portland to win personally. But my question for Portland, bro, is the front court going to hold their own, right, against, Jokic and the crew? Can they do it? I'm talking about Melo, Robert Covington, Norman Powell, right? Obviously, Cantor, we know he's not going to do much besides get a little bit of rebounds, right? Nurkic, what are we going to see from them? Can they supply the needed points and defense that to offset, Jokic and the crew? Aaron Gordon, right? Can they do enough? Or does Dame after, Dame time dropping 35, 40, on some occasions and taking over? CJ doing his part as well. That's what I want to see. Because, bro, honestly, I think we're getting to the point with Dame and CJ. Like, I don't think they got much time left playing as a crew together, bro.
I just gotta break them up.
Yeah, they've been together. I think the best year we saw from them was when they went to that conference finals against Golden State when it was KD and Clay and Steph. And they just ran into the juggernaut. But that was probably their best chance of making it. I don't think they're going to ever get back to that level. Shout out to Melo, though. Top 10 all scoring, top 10 all time in scoring. Respect to him after people thought he shouldn't be in the league. That obviously was ludicrous. It was blasphemous, all those words. But this is tough. Bro, as much like I said, I want Portland to win, man. I'm actually gonna go with the Nuggets in 7, bro. I'm going with the Nuggets in 7.
But let me ask you this though: Who's gonna pick up that scoring for Jamal Murray though? Is it gonna be Will Barton? If he averages 12 again, but like I'm trying to say, like they have to fill that void because Jokic can only do so much.
I think, I was gonna say Aaron Gordon has to show up. He has to show up.
This is we know Aaron first time being in the postseason. Is it?
That is very true. With the
second. Yeah, my bad. No, Orlando winning a couple years ago. My bad.
But we know Orlando's always been a bottom feeder. So my thing is Jokic is right the front runner for the MVP. So Gordon's not going to be required to be that guy as he might have been for Orlando. It might be a struggle for him in the beginning. That's why I think it's going to go 7. However, I think, Michael Porter Jr., he might do a little something. I mean, obviously to help. I'm leaning towards Denver in 7 only because I just don't believe in that front court of Portland doing enough for that 7-game stretch. I just don't see it.
I agree with the front court, but I'm worried about Denver's back court because you got to go up against Dame and CJ and Norman
Powell and
Gary Trent. That's what I'm saying. These are all guys who are averaging 15 plus and above. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. So it's like Michael Porter, he's averaged 19 this year. He's going to have to average probably 25. I ain't going to lie to you. He probably got to average 25.
I don't think you're going to get 25, but you're right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like I said, Aaron Gordon might have to be that one to pick up his game too. This is a very intriguing matchup, though. But with that being said, we got one more. We got one more matchup on your former favorite team of last year, right? And one of your most hated players in the league. So I'm gonna let you kick it off to the last matchup.
if it was up to me, this would end in a sweep. If it was up to me.
Oh, we know that ain't gonna happen though. Not now. Yeah,
I got Clippers in 6. What I will tell you, I will tell you this though: Kawhi and PG got to play better defense against Luka Doncic than they did last season, and also during this season as well. Because for some reason, when he plays against them, he goes off.
Bro, in the bubble last year, we saw it firsthand. We saw it in the bubble.
Like I said, Clippers in 6. I just think that Paul George and Kawhi averaged 24 and Paul George averaged 23 this year, and they had roughly about 6 rebounds and 5 assists as well. But I just think they're gonna have to average 27 plus if they want to win this series. Serge Ibaka is gonna have to have, more than 6 rebounds. He needs to have about 10 plus rebounds and along with 12 to 14 points, in my opinion. Marcus Morris is going to have to average more than 13. He's got to put up 17 to 18. Like, these guys got to elevate their game. And I think the person that's going to help them elevate their game is Rajon Rondo. I think with his
playoff Rondo has been activated. Yeah.
I think with his playoff experience, like you mentioned, and his playmaking ability, and also being able to space the floor, and also his defense as well. I think it's going to help them obviously win this series in 6. When it comes to Dallas, to me, I just think they just don't have enough. I know Luka Doncic is averaging 27, 8, and 7, and Kristaps is averaging 20 a game, and Tim Hardaway was 16. But after that, they don't really have much scoring after that. It's kind of pretty much a drop off regards to the rest of their teammates. But I just think that, Clippers will win in 6. Like I said, it's going to be a very competitive series, I believe. But Clippers in 6. They got to beat them again. And plus, I don't want to see Luka get out of the first round. So
add some added motivation for you, for sure. I'm going with you, bro. Clippers in 6. They better not let it get to 7 games, but I want to see the Clippers. We all want to see the Clippers and the Lakers face up. Let's just face it. We didn't get it in the bubble. We really want that matchup. We really do. But the Clippers have to hold their end of the damn bargain this time. I think, bro, for the Clippers, obviously Kawhi is the best player on the team, but what we're really trying to see is PG-13 is he gonna turn off into playoff P again? Right? George Paul. Is he gonna be Paul George or George Paul? That's what I want to see. We know last year exactly. He shot 36% last year against Dallas. There's no reason why, like you said, he shouldn't be anywhere between 22 and 25 a game easily. He should be doing that. The back and forth. There's no bubble. I know he talked about he was in a bad place and mentally and this and that. That's done with. It's a new season. Y'all need to strap them, like you said. We do not need Luka getting any more shine than he already got. People thought he was going to be the MVP in the preseason. No. Look, he's got some game, bro. I think he's been so overhyped. Overhyped.
You and I both.
Like he could have a really great career, okay? But just let him get to the career. Like I get it. He's young. He's great. He's a European white dude. I get it. He's not Larry Bird yet. Let's just calm down a little bit. Pump the brakes. Y'all think he's Larry Bird already? He's good. He's great, actually. But I think we're all kind of tired of seeing him, crying. He act like he LeBron. Like, listen, LeBron been in the league for 16, 17 years. You can't be doing that when you're year 2 and 3 and stuff. Like, chill, bro. You're going to get there. Just hold on now. So with that being said, bro, like I said, PG has to do his thing. With Luka, bro, with Dallas, I mean, I don't know. Is Kristaps even healthy, bro, at this point? Porzingis?
No, he's speaking of players overhyped. He overhyped too. He hasn't been an all-star yet since he's stepped foot in the league. That's another player that's overrated.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, shut him down. At least hold under 30. PG 6.5. Yeah, you need to show up. But all right, y'all. So that's the first round. We didn't miss one in the West, right? That was all the West.
No, that was it.
Cool. That's what's up. So okay, bro. So we're getting I know the heater on, so we gonna keep this on for a few more minutes. I gotta see my heat. So we're gonna go a few more minutes. So one of the last topics that my boy, we talked about this, the other day, and I know he's been waiting for this one, right? We want to talk about the best NBA Hall of Fame class ever. We just had the illustrious 2020 class led by the great, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bean Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, right? An amazing trio. And plus there were some other people, coaches and other people that got inducted as well. So I know my boy, Sterling's very passionate about this. So I've been trying to find a way to argue this point with you, but I'm just gonna let you have it. So I want to let the people know.
No.
You go ahead, because I can't. I tried to find an argument against it, and you can't. You really can't. You really can't. So I'm gonna let you just have at it, bro. With the best Hall of Fame class. This is your segment right here.
Oh my God. All right. So obviously, I believe that the 2010 class and the 2009 class are the best classes in basketball Hall of Fame history. So the 2009 class was headlined by Michael Jordan, John Stockton, and David Robinson. Those men were, 35-time, all-star appearances between them, 20 all-defensive teams, 31 all-NBA teams, 8 championships, 6 MVPs, and 6 finals MVPs. When it came to Kobe and Tim and KG, 48 all-star appearances, 11 NBA championships, 39 all-NBA teams, 39 all-defensive teams, 3 NBA Finals MVPs. Sorry, not 3 NBA Finals MVPs, excuse me. Actually, if not mistaken. Yeah, sorry, Tim had 2. Correct, bro? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim had 2. So 4. Yeah, 4. And then 4 NBA MVPs as well. So, in my opinion, I'm going with the 2010 class. In my opinion, here's why. Because when you break it down, Kobe Bryant, obviously, second greatest shooting guard of all time. Tim Duncan, we all agree. Most people.
Bro, hold on real quick. I'm not trying to. You said 2010. I think you meant 2020, though.
No, sorry, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
I mean, if you want 2010, could be. It could be. I know Pippen and all that was in there.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I meant 2010. 2020. Sorry, 2020. I meant 2020.
You good. You good.
We all know. I mean 2020. We know who this is. We know. So
you
good. Tim, obviously greatest power forward. KG, to me, is the top 5 power forward of all time. Now, when it comes to Michael Jordan, we all know he's the greatest player of all time, universal, as a lot of people say. John Stockton, are we for sure that he's top 10 point guard of all time? Are we for sure about that, in my opinion? I mean, you got guys like Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. You have Steph Curry, Chris Paul. You have Russell Westbrook, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash. I can keep going. I know a lot of people say, Sterling, but he has the all-time leading assist, leader. I get that. And I understand that John Stockton was great. But there's also been other great point guards who came after him or even before him who, to my opinion, were better. That's just me. I forgot Oscar Robertson as well. How can I forget the Big O also? So it's a lot of point guards on that list where you can't justify and say that he's a top 5 point guard of all time, in my opinion. David Robinson, to me, he's not a top 5 center. You have Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Bill Russell. You have those guys, in my opinion, who were better than him, who had a better career. So it's like when you talk about the greatest class of all time, to me, you also got to base it off a position as well, where those guys stand all time. We can say that Kobe and Tim and KG roughly, obviously a lot of people say Kobe and Tim top 10 all time. KG's in that 15 to 25 range for sure. Gotta be. Dale Robinson, I don't think too many people will say he's top 25. John Stockton either. So that's how I kind of view it. I think obviously MJ and John and David are 2. In my opinion, they're second behind this class that just went in this past weekend. And to me, when we look at these statistics, a lot of them are dominated by one guy in Michael Jordan. So it's like, to me, that's where the argument hurts them, because it's like you're basing off of one guy. A lot of people try to say the 2009 class is better. Yeah, you're saying that because of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You're not saying it because of the collective.
Because it's the GOAT. It's like
it's the GOAT. And but you can't do that. You got to base it off the whole collective. And to me, those 3 guys in the early 2000s defined an era, in my opinion, as well. I mean, you talk about, Kobe and Tim, 5 rings apiece. Come on. That's amazing. And a lot of people disrespect Kevin Garnett. People don't understand. Kevin Garnett was in a bad situation in Minnesota. They gave him no team at all. He carried that team. He carried that team into a postseason berth every year that he could. And in my personal opinion, if Kevin Garnett was in a better situation, he would have been more accomplished than he is now. So I just, to me, it's the 2010 class. I'm sticking by it. Shout out to the rest of the people who were in that class as well. Tamika Catchings, Rudy Tomjanovich, who was a two-time head coach. Two-time championship head coach winner with Houston Rockets as well. Come on, man. This class was phenomenal. And for anybody to disagree and say they are not the best class, get out of here. Stop it.
Like you said, bro, 2020 class, 4 MVPs, 39 All-NBA selections, 48 All-Star selections, 11 NBA titles. And if I'm not mistaken, I did my research too. Statistically, like you said, it's the best class ever. And because of that, they had the most combined All-NBA and All-Star selections.
Yes.
So we're just keeping it real. But yeah, like you said, the 09 class, Jordan, Stockton, and Robinson, they had 6 MVPs, 32 All-NBA selections, 34 All-Star selections, and 8 NBA titles, right? And that's because the majority of 6 of them come from MJ. So it's like we get that. And then the 2010 class had Karl Malone, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Johnson, Gus Johnson, and all that. So we get that too. So I'll just pose this question because I really don't have anything to dispute. If they had Karl Malone go into the 2009 class, including those brothers we just mentioned, would you change your mind at all about that being the best class, or would you still probably say it would have been the 2020 class right there?
It would be more of a better argument. It's more of a better argument, but I still would have went with 2020, just because to me, Kobe and Tim alone with those 5 championships really hold up that argument to me. It's too strong to me. In my opinion, you talk about guys that got 10 championships between, my goodness.
Because like you said, MJ too, it's literally just him. Because Stockton obviously never won a chip. And even Karl Malone, and now Karl Malone's probably known as a better all-time player than Stockton is. If we're just talking about Stockton and Malone, but again, not having the chip. I think Karl Malone got 1 MVP, I think, right? Yeah, I believe just that one, which MJ could have got that one too. The only thing I might slightly disagree. This is a very small, doesn't really the John Stockton being top 10. Can you argue maybe against Steve Nash could be in there? Maybe, or because Steve Nash got the 2 MVPs. But as I know, as a diehard Laker and Kobe fan, I know you probably think Steve should probably only have maybe 1 MVP, if any at all.
Yeah. He should only have 1. But but my point is though, I like Steve Nash more than John Stockton. I do.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Steve Nash to me was a better shooter. Personally, that's just me. So
yeah, I'm with you there. It depends on who you're talking to. You can make the arguments there. You even think of Russell Westbrook, you know what I'm saying, as a top 10 point guard. Then you get to the, it's hard if you think about it for real.
That's what I'm saying.
It's hard. I mean, if you're going way back, talking about Bob Cousy, but that's kind of that's going way back. But
yeah,
it's tough, bro. It's tough. It just depends on who you ask. But the fact that you have to make a solid argument to make him in the top 10 is not a defined top 10. It's you have to really fight to get him in there. Then you're not really that guy.
This should tell you why this class is not better in one reason only. Everybody said John Stockton should not be on the dream team over Isaiah Thomas. Everybody says that. Everybody says that. So you're gonna sit up here and tell me a guy they said shouldn't have been on the dream team is better than those 3 guys in the 2020 class? Ain't no way.
I'm with you there. I am with you there. Oh man. So as we, if y'all watching live, we appreciate it. If you're getting a chance to watch, you might have seen some of the games already. We got it on wax. The first round we're going to go round by round. So we're not going to just give you the whole finals preview and who we think. We're going to take it slow this time. We're going to go round by round. But with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all getting on with us. It's another live special of the Savory Show. As you see that ticker down below, man, follow us at the Savory Show, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching right now through the YouTube, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. We'll show some love back to you. But that's it, man. I hope y'all enjoy the playoffs. Let's go Heat. I don't even know what the score is. I'm about to tune in, bro. Remember, Heat in 6 or 7. It's happening. Just don't remember. So don't forget. Yeah.
He ain't baby. There. He ain't there to save you.
The Heat.
This ain't 06. This ain't 06.
Yeah. All right, y'all. But y'all take it easy, man. Enjoy the weekend. It's been good, man. We'll be in touch with y'all. Again, follow us, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's a wrap. Y'all have a good one.
All right, y'all.